Have you ever noticed that the woman who speaks the least is often the one everyone remembers the sequencist? Why do people underestimate her at first, only to realize later that she was the strongest person in the room all along? Silence is not weakness. It is a language of wisdom, emotional mastery, and invisible power. Stay with me, and by the end of this message, you will understand why women who truly master silence almost always win, without chasing approval, raising their voice, or fighting for attention. 1. Silence is the highest form of self-control, not suppression. Many people misunderstand silence. They think silence means weakness. They think silence belongs to those who have nothing to say. But this is only because they have never experienced true inner strength. Real silence is not the absence of words. It is the presence of awareness. There is a great difference between someone who cannot speak and someone who chooses not to. One is controlled by fear. The other is guided by wisdom. Look carefully at life. The loudest person in the room often spends the most energy trying to prove something. The calmest person rarely needs to prove anything. That difference changes everything. A woman who has mastered silence does not become silent because she is afraid of conflict. She becomes silent because she understands something most people never learn. Not every battle deserves her attention. Not every opinion deserves her response. Not every insult deserves her emotions. The moment you understand this, your life begins to change. Most people lose their peace because they react too quickly. Someone criticizes them. They answer immediately. Someone ignores them. They become anxious. Someone misunderstands them. They spend hours trying to explain themselves. Without realizing it, they have handed control of their emotions to someone else. Think about that carefully. If another person's words can instantly change your mood, who is truly in control? Certainly not you. Self-control begins where automatic reactions end. Silence creates that space. It gives your mind a chance to breathe before your emotions take over. Imagine throwing a stone into a calm lake. The water becomes disturbed. If you continue throwing stones, the water never becomes clear again. But if you stop, the surface slowly returns to stillness. Your mind works the same way. Every unnecessary argument, every emotional reaction, every impulsive reply is another stone. Silence removes the stones, and suddenly, clarity appears. People often believe they need to answer every accusation, but wisdom asks a different question. Will my answer change anything? If the answer is no, then silence becomes your strongest response. There are moments when people are not looking for understanding. They are looking for a reaction. Some people provoke because your emotional response gives them power. The moment you become angry, they have already influenced you. The moment you lose your peace, they have already entered your mind. Why give someone that privilege? The strongest woman understands that protecting her peace is more important than protecting her ego. This is why silence is not suppression. Suppression hides emotions. Silence understands emotions. Suppression pretends nothing exists. Silence sees everything clearly without becoming controlled by it. You can feel hurt without speaking immediately. You can feel disappointed without attacking someone. You can feel misunderstood without desperately explaining yourself. This is emotional maturity. Many relationships suffer because people confuse instant reaction with honesty. They say, I just speak my mind. But speaking every thought is not wisdom. It is lack of discipline. Not every thought deserves to become words. Some thoughts arrive only to test your awareness. If you give every thought a voice, your life becomes noisy. But if you observe your thoughts quietly, most of them disappear on their own. The mind is like the sky. Thoughts are like passing clouds. The sky never chases the clouds. It simply allows them to pass. Become like the sky. Observe. Do not chase. Do not cling. Do not fight. Just watch. Then something beautiful happens. Your words become fewer, but they become stronger. People begin listening more carefully because they know you do not speak carelessly. Every sentence carries weight. Every opinion has purpose. Every word reflects wisdom instead of emotion. Have you noticed how diamonds are valuable because they are rare? Words work the same way. If you constantly speak, your words lose value. If you speak only when necessary, people naturally pay attention. This is quiet authority. You never demand respect. You create it. Remember, Your energy is limited. Every unnecessary conversation spends part of that energy. Every pointless argument drains part of your peace. Every emotional reaction steals part of your focus. Wise women protect their energy the way others protect money, because they know peace is more valuable than being right. There is another hidden gift inside silence. It reveals your true strength to yourself. When you stop reacting immediately, you begin noticing your habits. You notice how often your ego wants to defend itself. You notice how often fear wants approval. You notice how often pride wants the last word. And once you notice these patterns, you no longer become their prisoner. Awareness creates freedom. Freedom creates peace. Peace creates power. This is why silence is never empty. It is full of intelligence. It is full of patience. It is full of unseen strength. The world celebrates quick reactions. Wisdom celebrates thoughtful responses. And there is a lifetime of difference between those two paths. Because once you master your own reactions, something even more remarkable begins to happen. You start noticing what everyone else is revealing without realizing it. 2. A woman who guards her words controls the energy around her. Most people believe communication is about talking. In reality, communication begins long before words appear. Your presence speaks first. Your expression speaks first. Your posture speaks first. Your energy enters the room before your voice ever does. This is why a woman who guards her words often has the strongest influence. She understands that words are like arrows. Once released, they cannot return. Many people spend years repairing damage caused by a single emotional sentence. One careless moment, one angry reply, one impulsive message. Sometimes that is enough to change an entire relationship. Wisdom asks for patience before expression. Imagine holding a cup filled to the very top with water. If someone bumps into you, what spills out? Only what was already inside. Life works exactly the same way. When pressure arrives, your inner state becomes visible. If anger comes out easily, anger was already inside. If calm remains, peace was already there. Silence helps you transform what is inside before it reaches the outside. That is real mastery. There is something fascinating about human psychology. People often reveal themselves while trying to make you reveal yourself. Someone keeps asking personal questions. Someone keeps provoking you. Someone keeps trying to discover your weaknesses. Many people answer everything. They explain everything. They defend everything. Without realizing it, they have given away more information than necessary. The wise woman understands that mystery has value, not because she plays games, but because privacy protects peace. You do not owe everyone access to your inner world. Not everyone deserves your deepest thoughts. Not everyone deserves your future plans. Some people celebrate your success. Others compete with it. Some encourage your dreams. Others quietly hope they fail. Silence gives you time to discover which person stands before you. Trust should grow slowly. Words should follow wisdom. This also changes your relationships. People begin respecting your boundaries because they realize something important. You cannot be manipulated through information you never volunteered. Notice how confident people rarely overshare. They do not constantly explain themselves. They do not seek approval through endless conversation. They simply live their truth. Confidence has no need for constant advertisement. The sun never announces that it will rise tomorrow. It simply rises. Become like that. Let your actions speak before your words. Another beautiful quality of guarded speech is emotional stability. Imagine someone insulting you in public. Everyone waits for your response. The room becomes silent. If you explode, people remember your anger. If you remain calm, people remember your dignity. Which creates greater influence? The answer is obvious. Calmness always carries more weight than chaos. People often mistake loudness for confidence. But true confidence feels no urgency. It is patient, steady, relaxed. Like a mountain that does not move because of changing weather. Rain comes, the mountain remains. Wind arrives, the mountain remains. Snow falls, still, the mountain remains. Become that mountain. Your peace should not depend on other people's behavior. Otherwise, your peace does not belong to you. There is another reason guarded speech creates power. It makes people curious. Human beings naturally value what is not easily available. If someone constantly speaks, nothing feels special. If someone listens deeply and speaks with intention, people lean closer. They remember, they reflect. Your silence creates space. And in that space, people hear themselves more clearly. Sometimes your greatest gift is not giving advice. It is giving someone enough silence to discover their own answer. Many problems disappear when people simply feel heard, not judged, not interrupted, just heard. Listening is one of the rarest forms of generosity today. Everyone wants to speak. Very few want to understand. Become one of the few. Observe conversations carefully. The person who listens learns. The person who constantly speaks mostly repeats what they already know. Growth belongs to the listener. There is also tremendous strength in refusing to explain yourself endlessly. People who truly understand you usually need very little explanation. People determined to misunderstand you will never be satisfied. No amount of words changes a closed mind. Save your energy. Protect your peace. Allow your life to become your explanation. When your character remains consistent, time becomes your greatest witness. Eventually, truth speaks louder than defense ever could. And when your words become intentional, something extraordinary begins to unfold. You stop listening only to people. You begin hearing what silence itself has been trying to teach you. 3. Silence reveals truth faster than endless conversations. There is an ancient lesson that many people forget. Truth does not become clearer because people talk more. Very often, truth becomes clearer when people stop talking. Have you ever noticed what happens during an uncomfortable silence? Some people rush to fill it. Some begin explaining too much. Some reveal things they never intended to say. Silence has a quiet way of uncovering what words try to hide. This is why wise people are never afraid of pauses. They understand that silence is not empty. It is revealing. When someone lies, they often use many words. When someone is genuine, their message is usually simple. They have nothing to protect, nothing to decorate, nothing to invent. Think about your own life. How many times did you ignore your intuition because someone's words sounded convincing? You listened to promises. You believed explanations. You trusted beautiful sentences. But deep inside, something felt wrong. That quiet feeling was speaking the truth. Yet the noise of words covered it. Silence allows intuition to become audible again. Your intuition does not shout. It whispers. If your mind is constantly filled with noise, you will never hear it. Many people regret the moments when they ignored their inner voice. Not because they lacked intelligence, but because they lacked stillness. Stillness sharpens perception. A quiet mind notices details that a restless mind misses. You begin seeing patterns. You notice inconsistencies. You recognize genuine kindness. You recognize hidden manipulation. Not because someone told you, but because your awareness has become stronger. Another beautiful truth about silence is this. It tests people without asking a single question. Stop chasing someone for a while. Notice who reaches out. Stop always starting conversations. Notice who values the connection. Stop explaining yourself endlessly. Notice who genuinely tries to understand. Silence removes illusion. Effort reveals intention. People always show you where you stand in their lives, sometimes not through words, but through actions. Many suffer because they keep believing promises while ignoring behavior. But behavior never lies for long. A woman who understands silence begins trusting patterns instead of excuses. This changes everything. She no longer becomes trapped inside endless emotional confusion. She simply observes. Observation is powerful. When you stop reacting, you start seeing. When you stop chasing, you start understanding. When you stop forcing, life begins revealing what truly belongs to you. There is no need to rush. Truth has remarkable patience. It always arrives, sometimes slowly, but always clearly. Imagine muddy water inside a glass. If you keep shaking it, it never becomes clear. If you simply place it down, the dirt slowly settles. Clarity appears by itself. Your mind follows the same law. The more restless you become, the harder it is to recognize truth. The calmer you become, the easier life becomes to understand. This is why silence is not escaping reality. It is seeing reality without distortion. People often fear silence because silence introduces them to themselves. Without distractions, without constant conversation, without endless entertainment, you finally meet your own thoughts. At first, this feels uncomfortable, but if you remain present, something beautiful happens. Fear loses its voice. Wisdom finds hers. And from that place, every decision becomes more intentional. Every relationship becomes clearer. Every word becomes more meaningful, because the woman who has learned to sit peacefully with silence no longer searches for certainty in the opinions of others. She begins finding it within herself. And once that inner certainty awakens, the world can no longer confuse her as easily, because the deepest victories are never won through louder voices. They are won through a quieter, stronger mind. 4. The woman who doesn't react becomes impossible to manipulate. There is a lesson that changes the way you see people forever. Most manipulation does not begin with force. It begins with emotion. Someone says something they know will hurt you. Someone ignores you because they know it will make you anxious. Someone praises you today and criticizes you tomorrow, hoping you will work harder for their approval. Someone creates confusion so you become too distracted to see what is really happening. These are not accidents. They are emotional hooks. And every hook needs one thing to work: a reaction. The moment you react without awareness, you hand another person the steering wheel of your emotions. Think about this carefully. If someone can predict exactly how you will respond, are you really making your own choices? Or are you simply following a pattern? This is why emotional mastery is true freedom. A woman who has mastered silence understands that not every feeling deserves immediate action. She feels the emotion, she acknowledges it, but she does not become its servant. Imagine someone throwing a burning piece of coal toward you. If you catch it with your bare hands, who gets burned first? You do. Many insults work the same way. They only hurt when you pick them up. If you leave them where they are, they lose their power. People often believe strength means fighting back. Sometimes it does. But much more often, strength means refusing to enter a battle that was designed to steal your peace. There is an old saying, never wrestle with someone who enjoys the fight more than the outcome. Some people do not want understanding, they want drama. Drama feeds them. Conflict gives them energy. Chaos becomes their language. When you answer with silence instead of anger, their strategy begins to fail, because they were expecting resistance, not stillness. Stillness confuses manipulation. Have you ever noticed how difficult it is to argue with someone who refuses to become emotional? You throw blame, they remain calm. You raise your voice, they lower theirs. You expect conflict, they answer with dignity. Slowly, your anger loses momentum, because emotions spread only when someone else accepts them. Silence breaks that chain. This does not mean becoming cold. It does not mean becoming distant. It means becoming centered. There is a difference. A centered woman can still love deeply. She can still care deeply. She simply refuses to lose herself while doing so. Many women spend years trying to fix people who have no desire to change. They explain, they forgive, they hope, again and again, until one day they realize something painful. You cannot change someone who is comfortable with your suffering. That realization is difficult, but it is also liberating, because once you accept it, you stop chasing impossible outcomes. You stop begging for respect. You stop convincing people to see your worth. Instead, you quietly step back, and something extraordinary happens. The people who truly value you move closer. The people who only valued your reactions slowly disappear. Silence becomes a filter. Not everyone survives it. That is not a loss. It is clarity. The strongest boundaries are often invisible. You do not always need to announce them. You simply live them. If someone repeatedly disrespects you, you reduce your presence. If someone constantly drains your energy, you limit your access. If someone enjoys misunderstanding you, you stop explaining. Boundaries do not need loud speeches. Consistency is enough. Your actions teach people how they may treat you. If your actions say one thing while your words say another, people will always believe your actions. This is why self-respect is never proven through arguments. It is demonstrated through choices. Another hidden form of manipulation is praise. Yes, praise. Not all compliments are sincere. Some people flatter because they want influence. Others flatter because they want control. If your identity depends entirely on praise, then criticism will destroy you. Both become chains. The wise woman accepts appreciation with gratitude, but never becomes addicted to it. She knows her worth before anyone applauds. She knows her value even when no one notices, because her confidence is built from within, not borrowed from outside. That kind of confidence cannot be manipulated. It cannot be bought. It cannot be shaken easily. And people notice it, not because she speaks about her strength, but because she no longer needs to prove it. Observe nature. The deepest ocean is often the calmest on the surface. The tallest mountain never announces its height. The brightest stars make no sound. Real power has no need for noise. When your silence comes from confidence, people begin to feel it without explanation. And once people feel that quiet strength, they naturally begin to respect something even greater. 5. Quiet confidence creates respect that no words can demand. Respect is one of the most misunderstood things in life. Many people spend years trying to earn it through pleasing others. They agree with everyone. They avoid disappointing anyone. They constantly seek approval, yet somehow they still feel unseen. Why? Because respect does not grow from pleasing people. It grows from respecting yourself. There is a quiet confidence that cannot be imitated. You cannot buy it. You cannot fake it for long. It comes from living according to your values. Imagine two women entering the same room. One immediately begins talking about her achievements. She wants everyone to know how successful she is. The other smiles gently. She listens. She speaks only when needed. She carries herself with calm certainty. Hours later, which woman remains in people's minds? Usually the second. Because confidence does not need advertising. It reveals itself naturally. People are deeply influenced by certainty, not loud certainty, quiet certainty, the kind that remains steady whether people agree or disagree. A woman with quiet confidence does not change her personality to fit every room. She does not become louder to impress loud people. She does not become smaller to comfort insecure people. She remains herself. That consistency creates trust. People know where they stand with her, and trust is the foundation of respect. There is another reason quiet confidence is powerful. It removes desperation. Desperation pushes. Confidence attracts. Desperation chases. Confidence allows. Think about the sun. Every morning, it rises. It never runs after the earth asking for attention. Its presence is enough. Become like that. Allow your character to shine naturally. You do not need to convince everyone. You only need to remain authentic. Authenticity has a peaceful energy. People feel safe around someone who does not pretend. Pretending is exhausting. It requires constant performance, constant comparison, constant fear of being exposed. But authenticity requires only one thing: honesty. Honesty with yourself first. Many people know exactly who they should become, yet they ignore that inner voice because they fear rejection. They trade authenticity for acceptance. But acceptance purchased with pretending is never satisfying. Sooner or later, you become tired because you are carrying a version of yourself that was never real. Quiet confidence releases that burden. It says, I do not need everyone to understand me. I do not need everyone to approve of me. I only need to remain true to what I know is right. Those words create freedom. There is something else worth remembering. People often test confident individuals, not because they dislike them, but because they want to know whether the confidence is real. Life does the same. Difficult situations become examinations. Will you remain calm? Will you remain kind? Will you remain patient? Anyone can appear peaceful when life is easy. Character becomes visible when life becomes difficult. That is why every challenge contains hidden opportunity. Each challenge asks one question: will you return to fear or remain grounded in wisdom? Every time you choose wisdom, your confidence grows stronger, not because life became easier, but because you became deeper. The bamboo tree bends with strong winds. It does not break. Flexibility is not weakness. It is intelligent strength. The same is true for people. A confident woman does not need to win every argument. She knows preserving peace is often the greater victory. She understands that losing her dignity to prove a point is never worth the price. When you stop fighting for validation, life becomes lighter. Your smile becomes genuine. Your relationships become healthier. Your decisions become clearer. People begin respecting you, not because you demanded respect, but because your life quietly demonstrates it. And once respect grows from within, it opens the door to something even more valuable. A peace that no outside circumstance can easily disturb. 6. Mastering silence turns inner peace into unshakable power. Everything we have explored leads here. Silence is not the destination, it is the path. The true destination is inner peace. Many people search for peace in perfect relationships, perfect careers, perfect circumstances, but life keeps teaching the same lesson. External conditions always change. People change, seasons change, opportunities change, even your own thoughts change. If your peace depends on changing things, then your peace will always be unstable. Real peace begins somewhere else. It begins inside. Imagine carrying a candle through a storm. Every strong wind threatens the flame. Now imagine carrying a lantern with strong glass around it. The storm still exists, but the flame remains protected. Silence becomes that glass. It protects your inner light from unnecessary disturbance. This does not mean pain disappears. It means pain no longer controls you. There will still be disappointment. There will still be loss. There will still be misunderstandings. Being wise does not remove difficulty. It changes how you meet difficulty. A peaceful mind asks, what is this moment trying to teach me? An anxious mind asks, why is this happening to me? The question you ask determines the life you experience. Every experience becomes either a prison or a teacher. Silence helps you hear the lesson. Many people fear being alone, but solitude is not loneliness. Solitude is where your relationship with yourself becomes stronger. If you cannot enjoy your own company, you may begin depending too heavily on the company of others. Then loneliness becomes fear. Fear becomes attachment. Attachment becomes suffering. But when you become comfortable sitting quietly with yourself, everything changes. Relationships become choices instead of necessities. Love becomes freedom instead of dependence. You give because you want to, not because you are afraid of being abandoned. This is powerful. There is a beautiful image I want you to remember. Picture a large tree standing in an open field. Every season touches it. Spring brings flowers. Summer brings heat. Autumn removes its leaves. Winter covers it with snow. Yet the roots remain deep. The tree survives because its strength is hidden beneath the ground. Your roots are your inner peace. People only see your actions. They rarely see the silent work happening inside your heart. The hours you spent choosing patience instead of anger. The moments you forgave without announcing it. The decisions you made quietly when nobody was watching. Those invisible victories become the roots of your character. Never underestimate private growth. Public strength always begins in private silence. The world celebrates visible success. Wisdom celebrates invisible transformation. Because transformed people naturally create transformed lives. One peaceful person can calm an entire family. One emotionally balanced woman can change the atmosphere of an entire workplace. One wise mother can influence generations. Power is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is beautifully quiet. Sometimes it is simply the decision not to react. The decision not to carry yesterday into today. The decision not to allow bitterness to become your identity. The decision to protect your heart without hardening it. That balance is rare. Remain soft enough to love. Remain wise enough to set boundaries. Remain peaceful enough to hear your intuition. Remain courageous enough to follow it. This is what true strength looks like. Not domination, not control, not fear, but calm presence. The kind of presence that brings peace wherever it goes. And when you reach that place, winning no longer means defeating someone else. Winning means refusing to lose yourself. That is the greatest victory any person can achieve. Remember this. Silence is not about saying less. It is about living with greater awareness. It is about choosing wisdom over impulse, peace over pride, and purpose over noise. The woman who masters silence does not become invisible. She becomes unforgettable. Her calm becomes her strength. Her patience becomes her influence. Her inner peace becomes a quiet power that no one can easily take away. If this message spoke to your heart, subscribe to the channel and join this journey of wisdom with me. Together, we will continue learning how true strength is built, not through noise, but through a calm mind, a disciplined heart, and a peaceful spirit.